to relax today because I don't have any football to talk about. I covered the Monday night game yesterday, but I seen this nonsense, so you know I had to come in and jump on this immediately. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 25th, and Lonnie, what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Brady Quinn has a severe case of diarrhea of the mouth. I'm talking about teeth, gums, throat, uvula, all of it completely covered in fecal matter because this man is talking some grade A straight up bullshit. That's what happened. Bro, who do you think you are to even assume that you're qualified to talk about the state or quarterbacking situation of any Browns team, let alone one that has a better record than any of the ones that you played on? You think that some of us ain't old enough to remember when you played? I'm from Cleveland, born and raised. I remember them days when you was under center. I went to some of those games. Boy, you were straight up Tarasha with the capital T. That's what happened. Nah, we about to go through this piece by piece. Take a listen to this.
I told you all, like I talked with some folks before the season, and they were trying to convince me he's a top 5 quarterback. I was like, top 5 when?
No way.
I go, at what point do you think he was? The 4-12 season when he put up great stats, a lot of that in garbage time, and all is like, was that the year you saw that? Like, I don't know that he had ever at any point in time during his career been a top 5 quarterback.
Now, come on now, Brady. Be honest with yourself and be honest with us. You can't lie to us. You seriously about to sit here and act like throwing for almost 5,000 yards, 4,800 to be exact, 33 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions, only fumbling the ball 3 times over the span of a 16-game season where football is played at the highest level on the planet. The only people that are in the conversation with you for that year are 3 Hall of Fame caliber, Super Bowl winning, Super Bowl MVP winning quarterbacks. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and the 4th, he's never been to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, or won Super Bowl MVP, but he's going to be a Hall of Famer before it's all said and done. Josh Allen. I beat out every single one of these guys for the number 1 spot, and you're going to sit here and say at no point in time throughout his career he's ever been a top 5 quarterback? That's what's happening? This is a bad look for you, Brady. This is giving off jealous and bitter vibes because in your professional career as a quarterback for the Browns and for the Chiefs, you've never been able to sniff a fraction of the success that Deshaun Watson has seen at that position. That's what I'm seeing. You played one game in 2007 against the 49ers where you only completed 3 out of 8 of your passes for 45 yards. That's what happened. You played 3 games in 2008 where you went 1-2 in all 3 of those appearances, and out of all 3 of those games, you only threw 2 touchdowns. That's what happened. You played 10 games in 2009 and you went 2-8 in all of those appearances, and you got your bottom smacked so bad all over the field that the Browns are so sick of you, they got rid of you for a 6th-round pick and a backup running back. Peyton Hill is my man, and the fans and the organization were so disgusted with how you played that we'd rather see a 35-year-old Jake Delhomme go out on the field and try his hand other than see you take another snap under center. That's what happened. Your cleats would then go on to not touch a single blade of grass while you're in Denver, and you won't even sniff the football field again until 2012, where you played 10 games and would go on to lose every single one except for the game against the Panthers. And I bullstick you not. On October 28th, the game against the Raiders, which you lost, you went 2 of 4 for 1 passing yard. 1 passing yard, Brady. In my 34-year-old, out of shape, current stature, I can put on a helmet, some shoulder pads, a girdle, and some pants and go out on the football field and get more than 1 passing yard, Brady. That's what happens. Somebody need to unplug your mic, arrest you, and stick you into somebody's jail immediately for the crime of even assuming that you have the right to talk about who's a top 5 quarterback in the league when you've never been a top 5 anything in the NFL. Starter, backup, scout player, practice squad player, coach, nothing. That's what need to happen. Deshaun Watson has put up your career numbers for 4 years while he was in Houston. And even in his rookie year in 2017, he didn't have as many passing yards. He had 1,600, but he had more touchdowns and less interceptions than you've had for your entire career, Brady. You had barely 3,000 yards. You had 12 touchdowns, and you had 17 interceptions, Brady. You had more picks than points, man. What are you talking about? Man, I ain't even about to continue to talk about this dude. Let's move on with the rest of the video.
He's not a top 5 quarterback. He's never been a top 5 quarterback. So not sure where you get that from. And now you've incentivized him to not play because he's just paid.
I understand the logic in this statement. However, the validity of the statement has yet to be proven. The man has showed up for every single practice and game outside of serving mandatory time for his suspension and being hurt. The man has a damaged rotator cuff. I don't know if you've ever damaged a rotator cuff before, Brady, but I've damaged a rotator cuff before in a football game, and it took me anywhere from a month and a half to 2 months before I got full range of motion back into my right arm. His damaged rotator cuff is in his throwing arm, that $230 million arm that he needs to go out there and do what they're paying him $230 million for. He took off 4 weeks. He got injured after the Titans game in week 3. He took off the Ravens week 4. He took off the bye week 5. He took off the 49ers week 6. And he barely practiced for the Colts and still tried to make a comeback week 7. That's 4 weeks. I just said it took a month and a half to 2 months before I healed. He went out in that game on that opening drive. He threw 2 interceptions and got drilled into the grass and re-injured it. The man is hurt. What do you expect him to do? So because the man can't go out there and effectively throw a football, and he's choosing to prioritize his health and the team's well-being over him going out there and trying to be some type of big shot and playing through an injury, that means that he's utilizing his incentive to not play because he has fully guaranteed money. Like, what are you talking about, bruh? I'm done with this topic. Moving on.
I mean, the whole situation is incredibly frustrating as a Browns fan. It's incredibly frustrating as a former Browns player because they don't need to do much more at the quarterback spot in order to make a run because their defense is so good, because they've got such a great offensive line and are able to run the football. And they've got weapons outside too.
You want to know what's frustrating as a Browns fan, Brady? Watching you go out on the field and do this.
Brady Quinn looking for Braylon Edwards.
Read the coverage a little better than that, Brady. They see the coverage 2 pitches at the Sugar Ray.
Foxworth.
And this.
You've seen that look before. American Mancini. All right, so Brady Quinn here looking for Robert Royal. Picked off by DeJuan Landry, and Landry goes 48 yards back the other way for the pick 6. Meanwhile, Stephen Hauschka.
And this.
Does the rest. All right, so Browns now trying to get something going again. This time, Quinn intercepted by.
And this. You know what? Same game, different name. You already catch my drift. I ain't about to keep doing this. You already understand what I'm saying. That's what happened. Got the nerve to want to talk about what a team you used to play for needs at a position that you perform below average in, and got the nerve to want to act like you frustrated about it. Boy, you got your bottom beat so bad in the 3 years that you was here, they still picking up pieces of your burnt and barbecue jersey scattered all amongst the field in the stands of First Energy Stadium. That's what happens.
If you just got average quarterback play and didn't turn the football over, this team would be like, we'd look at them and say, yeah, they're maybe not the Chiefs, but they could sure as heck compete with the Chiefs, and I'll put them in a one-game playoff scenario. I'll give them a shot with that defense and running game. Sure. If you just had a quarterback who didn't turn it over and made a few throws, a few plays, man, it's frustrating to me, man. I'm sorry.
Brady, we already know that. You're not bringing any information to the forefront that already wasn't known. Anybody that watches NFL football, whether you're a Browns fan or not, knows that our 4-2 record right now is completely credited to Jim Schwartz, our defense, and a little bit of help from the referees against the 49ers and the Colts. I'm a Browns fan. I can admit that. We had some calls that went our way in both games. But this take right here is on par with some of those silly and funny takes that come from Booger McFarland. You know what, Tim? If the lineman block and the running back runs with the ball and he gets to the end zone and crosses the line, this team can score a lot of touchdowns, Tim. But also, if the lineman block and the quarterback plays average, doesn't have to be good, he throws the football and the receivers catch it and still run across the line, they can score touchdowns like that too, Tim. That's exactly what I'm getting from this goofy take, Brady. That's what happened. I'm about to go ahead and just end this video because I'll be sitting here ranting about this for a while. All in all, I am not about to sit up here and let you say that a guy is not a top 5 quarterback that's put up your career numbers, actually greater numbers than your career numbers in 1 year multiple times, but because he's having a down year, you want to say he's not a top 5 quarterback. If you were truly a Browns fan, like you say that you are, and you care about the team, you would know about the factors that are factoring into why Deshaun Watson is playing the way that he's playing. You would know about how he's been practically begging Kevin Stefanski for a whole year to run more open and empty sets, but Kevin Stefanski doesn't want to hear it. That's what Deshaun Watson was accustomed to in Houston, and that's what he was accustomed to in Clemson. You would know about how he's trying to play through a torn rotator cuff. Actually, no, it's not a torn rotator cuff. It's a rotator cuff contusion, which is still painful, and it still takes a while to heal from. You would know about that, how he's trying to play through that, and why he's taking so many weeks off. But nah, you don't care about any of that. You just talking, and you just hate. So, Brady, please do me and every other Browns fan a favor, and please take a step out of that pit of jealousy and go talk about something you actually know about, like not getting your butt kicked all over First Energy Field and getting traded to the Broncos for a backup running back and a 6th-round pick, 2 guys who went later in the draft than you did. I'm going to go ahead and end this one right there. I'll see y'all next time.